Welcome back to Inside Bristol. I've got Jack Spurgeon here today with the fire department, and we are talking, I guess, really watching how much you drink during the holiday season. So it's that time of year, and there's more accidents, and of course the roads can be a little bit more dangerous, and it just makes for a really bad combination. So
yeah, it's this time of year where we see an increase in traumatic injuries and motor vehicle accidents. And a lot of it is related to the alcohol consumption, because when we look at the statistics and the fact that just on Christmas Day, 52% of MVA deaths are related to alcohol consumption, 57% on New Year's. So we're looking at large statistics, over 50% of those on just those 2 days, when we're talking about roughly about 1,200 fatalities that'll happen across the country just on those 2 days, and then 25,000 injuries just in MVA accidents. So it is a alarming number, and so we want to make sure everybody enjoys the holidays, but they do it appropriate, because just for us alone during that span over a 4-year period, we'll average about 20 calls just related to those.
wow. So as a department, you just know that this sort of happens, and we do some preventative education and let people know. Is there anything different that you do as a department in terms of like manning? I don't know if there is anything you can do.
No, I mean, basically, you know, we have our regular protocols on how many manpower personnel that we keep on hand and how many can be off and related to, you know, throughout the year, because I mean we just take the calls as they come in, but we know that there are certain times in the year where these type of incidents will spike, and so we want to get that information out, because I mean it's important that, you know, we protect our citizens and our communities and those that visit. And you know, people throw parties, but there's certain things that you can do to make it more safe for those that come to your parties or company parties. And you know, that's what we want to get out there, is what are the good tips for that. And we're talking about, you know, having designated drivers when you have these kind of parties. You know, make sure if you're serving alcohol,
That if somebody is looking like they've had too much, cut them off.
And then serve food too, because that'll help absorb some of the alcohol. Because most people, when they look at what they're drinking, they don't realize that they're still getting the same amount of alcohol consumption. When you look at 6 ounces of wine and 12 ounces of beer, and then 1.5 ounces of hard liquor, whiskey and stuff like that, you're getting the same amount of alcohol no matter how much you're getting. So people think, you know, I've just had a glass of wine, you know, that I'm not getting as much as you. But they're getting the same amount regardless. So alcohol is alcohol.
Interesting.
So
Drinking a lot of water.
Yeah. Stay hydrated, you know, and again, if you've had too much and there's not a designated driver, then the best thing to do is, you know, to stay where you're at. And we look at the fact that through the holidays, you know, people are off more. We have our young drivers that are out of school, home for college, and they spend more time with their friends. So, I mean, there's, not to say that you have more accessibility, but I mean, you know, we plan for the holidays to have a good time. And that's the way we want to see it happen.
Well, and sometimes it's common when you do go to these parties that's something that you might bring the host, you know, a bottle of wine or something, you know. I think for sure that's sort of a common thing that people might bring too, so.
Yeah, and one of the things that, you know, we really promote as well is if you go to a party and there's punch and stuff like that, you know, most people think, well, this is punch. You know, you need to ask.
That can be the worst.
Yeah, you need to ask if there's anything in it, if it's non-alcohol or alcohol, because you may not be able to tell in some cases. So you need to check, because you may not realize you're drinking alcoholic beverage when you have some punch or something. So, you know, ask questions so that you know, and so that way you can be responsible, because, you know, we can only be, you know, aware of our own actions and what to do. And so sometimes we have to make the hard decisions, or a friend may have to make a hard decision, say, give me the keys, you're not going anywhere, whether it makes somebody mad or not, you know. So it's important for us to protect, you know, our loved ones and our friends.
Great. Are we missing anything? I think we've pretty much covered.
You know, everybody have a great time, have a wonderful Christmas and a New Year's, and, you know, we look at the fact that we'll have a lot more sports activities that we watch at the sports bars, and and at our friend's house, which will consume alcohol as well. So let's just be responsible this holiday season.
Great. Thanks, Jack. Thanks for being on with us today. And thank you so much for tuning in to Inside Bristol. We'll see you next time.